With the show of hands, how many of you guys know what a hybrid vehicle is? Okay, majority of you guys. Well, most of you guys, or even all you guys, drive a car or even ride a motorcycle. On the way to school, how many hybrid vehicles did you guys see? Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe even 10. Well, in the U.S. news states, the hybrid car market is one of the greatest and fastest growing segments of the automotive industry with an enviable annual growth rate. So the chances of seeing a hybrid vehicle on the street is very likely. Many of you guys here own a car and see the outrageous gas prices. And maybe even know someone who owns a hybrid vehicle and see the benefits of having one. Well, today I'm going to tell you why American consumers are so attracted to hybrid vehicles. First, by conversing about the types of cars American consumers were attracted to in the 60s, what factors led to the introduction and popularity of fuel-efficient import cars, and the benefits of having a hybrid car. As we all know, hybrid cars are a fairly new technology and development that's still on the rise. So you come to ask what type of cars people drove or Americans drove back in the 60s. Well, they drove muscle cars. And here's an example of muscle car. A muscle car, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, muscle cars were a group of American-made two-door sports cars, rear-wheel drive, family-style, mid-size, or full-size car designed for 4 or more passengers. Some popular muscle cars back in the 60s were the Ford Mustangs, the Pontiac GTOs, the Chevrolet Chevelle, which is on the left here, also the Chevrolet Camaro, which is also considered a pony car, and Dodge Chargers and Challengers. They were popular amongst the baby boomers from the 60s for many reasons. One is price. You could buy a 57 Impala for around $1,200 or go big with a 1970 Chevelle with a 454 cubic inch V8 for $3,800. Second reason was, of course, packing a V8, which means a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque. People generally wanted to go fast. Gas at the time was around 30 cents, so gas was not an issue back then. So gas wasn't as expensive as it is today. These cars were gas guzzlers and were intended for mainly street use as well as drag racing. So why aren't we driving these fast, powerful muscle cars today? What led to their decline? Well, there are many reasons why these type of cars declined. One reason was the oil crisis in 1973, caused by the Arab-Israeli War. The U.S. Department of State of Historian states Arab members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries announced an embargo against the United States in response to the U.S. decision to resupply the Israeli military during the war. And here's an example of the oil crisis in 1973. As you can see, tons of cars will line up just for gas, and sometimes the gas station will actually run out of gas and will be closed. This led the U.S. to take a different direction with the automotive industry. The introduction of import cars to the U.S. not only helped the oil crisis, but also changed the whole conception of transportation. Jose Gomez from Government and Automotive states, in 1980s and 1981, import cars accounted for approximately 27% of all domestic automobile sales, up from between 15 and 18% in the 1970s. Japanese imports alone constitute 21% of all U.S. car sales since 1979, and almost double the level 2 years earlier. As statistics show, the popularity of Japanese cars drastically increased due to their reliability, smaller engines resulting in better fuel economy, and they were also well priced. And here are some examples of some of those popular import cars that were introduced in the early 1970s and 80s. Top left corner is actually Toyota Corolla, and this is a Honda Accord, which is still present today, which shows how popular and how drastic the Japanese car industry still is. And bottom left corner is actually a European import in the 80s, which is a sports car. And this is a Datsun, now known as a Nissan. This is a Datsun 240Z, it's a sports car. Not too long ago, actually, the American consumers drove huge SUVs, such as Hummers, Escalades, and huge trucks, with no worries of gas prices. As you can see, earlier this decade, in around the year 2000, gas was $1.06. So gas was not an issue back earlier this decade. But as you can see, gas prices have been fluctuating up and down, up and down. And in the year 2011, it seems as if it's never going to go back to the price of $1 per gallon. Therefore, American consumers are looking to more fuel-efficient cars called hybrids. This is a hybrid. Looks like a normal, typical car, but mechanically it's actually really different. Fuel economy government defines a hybrid car as a vehicle with electric combined the benefits of gasoline engines and electric motors and can be configured to obtain different objectives such as improved fuel economy and increased power. And here's a graph comparing the two. The one on the left is a hybrid vehicle, a standard hybrid vehicle. As you can see, there's an engine which is powered by gasoline as well as an electric motor. There's actually a battery pack that also stores the energy and actually uses fuel as well. So the engine that's powered by the gasoline actually acts as a generator for the electric motor. And on this side, it's actually a typical combustion engine, and it just is powered by gasoline, also known as petrol, or sometimes even diesel. Now that you know what a hybrid vehicle is, I'm going to tell you some benefits of owning a hybrid vehicle. I'll start off with some statistics from Alltransport. In the year 2009, U.S. drivers wasted 3.9 billion gallons of fuel just in traffic, stuck in traffic. So hybrid designers came up with regenerative braking as well as automatic start and shut off. So what is regenerative braking? Regenerative braking is the electric motor applies resistance to the drivetrain, causing the wheel to slow down and return the energy from the wheels to turn the motor, which functions as a generator, converting energy normally wasted during coasting and braking into electricity, which is stored in a battery until needed. As you can see in the picture, when the car is braking, the kinetic energy from the braking is stored into the battery and then is used later on while the car is driving when you accelerate. Automatic start and shut off is when the car automatically shuts off at the engine when your car comes to a complete stop, and it actually restarts when you press the accelerator. This prevents wasted energy from idling, and idling is when your car is on when you're at a stop. So my car, I drive a 1999 Honda Accord. The best fuel economy I get is 25 miles per gallon. And most of you guys know what the Toyota Prius is. You guys probably know that's like the most popular hybrid vehicle. And here's a picture of the Toyota Prius. This car is the best-selling fuel-efficient hybrid out in the market today. It's actually gets 50 miles per gallon, and that's double what I get. So U.S. News Money states the average fuel cost per year is approximately $1,400 a year. With the hybrid vehicle, you can save hundreds of dollars a year in gas. Another benefit is cheaper car insurance. Companies like Travelers Insurance even have a dedicated hybrid car program which provides discounts up to 10%, so you can save 10% just for driving a hybrid car. Another reason is tax incentives, which is